Hello Cancers, thank you for joining me for your weekly reading. So this read is for September the 22nd to the 29th. I hope that so far you guys are having a fantastic week. So let's take a look at what is going on for you guys. We are going to take that one, and I'm going to take that as your first card out, okay? Even though the deck wasn't quite ready, clearly the messages were ready to come out for you straight away, which is fantastic. Right, the situation as it stands. I'm getting all confused here. It's because I've changed the spreads ever so slightly, so I was just counting the cards there, making sure I got enough. Right, the situation, the pram. The situation is indicating that there is fulfillment in your home and family life, okay? It's saying that the goals that you have, they are attainable, and you will achieve what you're setting yourself out to do this week, okay? So by all means, a very productive week for you guys, and your home life is going to benefit massively through your efforts, okay? This can indicate childbirth as well, so if any of our Cancerian collectives are hoping to begin a family or increase on a pre-existing family, the chances look very, very good for that this week, okay? It's very fertile and abundant energy, and it does indicate something to do with babies, children, childbirth, all good news surrounding that, okay? It also indicates that you could well be flaunting your success to the world. So celebrating your achievements. Okay. I'm feeling this week, Cancer, that there is a significant development that's going on in your private world, and it is definitely going to be a cause for celebration. Okay. So that's going to be particularly welcoming news for our group of Cancerians that I know for a fact have been going through more of a difficult time of it the past few years, I would say. So this week is definitely going to be a huge blessing, okay? To the point where all of your struggles over the past couple of years, I do feel that you're going to be able to start putting those to rest now and to start moving on from that. Also, just really want to quickly apologize to you guys. If the sound keeps cutting out, it's because I've taken out all of the points where I've had like a tickly throat and a bit of a cough. Is with the seasons, every time the seasons change and the grass changes and all the pollen changes with it, it really irritates the back of my throat. I never used to have allergies, but it's something that I'm certainly developing as I'm getting older. It's really, really strange. So yeah, just in case anyone's wondering what's going on with your sound, it's because I've had to take all that out. Okay, I do suffer with allergies these days, and like I said, with the changing of the seasons again. With this one, it tells me that this week, Cancers, with all the good news and everything going on, you are also going to be able to give yourself permission to take a little bit of time off, okay? Strongest overall energy, an olive branch. Okay, forgiveness and moving forward, peace, agreements and justice, success, tight circle of family and friends and love. Yeah, it's very possible, Cancers, that someone is extending out the olive branch to you this week, wanting to make amends. So, on the whole, a lot of really good energies that you're playing with this week, okay? Let's find out more about this home and family life situation. Right, so can we have a little bit more specific messages for our Cancerian collective, please? About this home and family life. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles, beautiful. Brand new opportunity. Now, again, for a small handful of you guys could be looking at moving home or beautifying your pre-existing home, anything like that, making home improvements, okay? So if you want to do anything like that, again, this week certainly looks like it's going to be on fire for you to do exactly that, okay? Stability here with this Ace of Pentacles. It also indicates a seed, okay? And seed, anything that's got potential. So there's a very important opportunity for you guys this week to make improvements across the board where your family is going to benefit from that, okay? It could be a new job for some of you. It could be, like I've already mentioned, a new home as well. I do feel an increase in your own personal wealth with this Ace of Pentacles. Can you tell us more about this home? Thank you. Yeah, the Star. Beautiful. Healing energy. The Star is the place where your wishes come true. Okay. Absolutely fantastic week for you guys. Renewal, miracles, rejuvenation. Definitely feeling inspired, taking action on what it is that inspires you. A return of good health here for some Cancerians. Okay, again, general read. I'm not a health professional or anything like that. Very, very likely with this energy, you're receiving good news to do with your health or someone else's health, okay? Right. Let's take a look at why this is all happening. The gavel. It's a correction of an injustice. Okay. Somebody could be coming home from prison, or it's complicated, right? It's really, really complicated because we've had messages of health and law and stuff. And obviously I'm not a legal professional or a health professional. So I've got to be responsible with how I give these messages, okay? Like I've mentioned, some of our Cancerians for the past few years have been going through really, really awful few years, okay? And it feels like this week, you're almost not quite going to believe your luck at how good, how well things are going, okay? This is literally injustices being put right. Now that could be on a physical level, so that could be like man-made law, man-made judgments being passed, they were incorrect, okay? That's being rectified. Or this could be going on a more of a spiritual level, okay? Again, you just have to take it as it resonates. But there is a correction of, I want to say, a severe injustice here. And that's why all of this is playing out for you. Things are being corrected for you. Yeah, a High Priestess, spiritual energies. It's all about the higher powers. So yeah, I do feel that there is a correction to karma. I know a lot of people don't like that word, but karma is very, very real. And so we see the karmic scales balancing out. Okay. I'm also getting a message for some of you guys that you've been breaking like family curses, family trauma, that sort of thing. Okay. Breaking family toxic traits, all of that. And that's played in to what you're experiencing now. 6 of Wands, yeah. Getting the pay rise, the promotions, the accolades, getting a lot of positive attention, okay, is literally the Lord of Victory. The Lord of Victory. Very, very lucky week for you guys. Okay, so what's in your blind spot? The arrow. Protection. You're being protected. You probably didn't feel like you were, but you certainly are, with this strong arrow message coming in. It says focus, peace, ideas, alliances, speed, determination, and growth mindset. Okay. So with it being in your blind spot, It's anything that you don't see coming, anything that you might have overlooked, okay? So you're being reminded here to retain your growth mindset, right? It's positive thinking without the toxic positivity, right? That's really, really important. It's not toxic positivity. It's being realistic yet positive, okay? Can you tell us more about this arrow? I'm also understanding this message, Cancers, that anything that you set out to achieve this week, you're going to be able to achieve that. Your arrow is going to land on the bullseye this week, okay? So any moves that you've been wanting to make for the past few months, and you've been sitting on it, and you've been waiting for that opportune moment to make your move, whatever this is about specifically for you, then this is definitely going to be the week for you to make those moves, to make those decisions, okay? Your arrow is going to land. Can you tell us more about this arrow in Cancer's blind spot, please? Oh, the sun. Yeah. I mean, luck is definitely on your side this week, you guys. And you know what? It's about friggin' time. It really is, because for ages there, I was doing your reads and I was like, oh my days, when? When is the tide going to turn for Cancers? You know, because it was getting to the point where even me as a reader, honestly, Cancers, I was getting fucked off with the sheer amount of negativity that was coming out in your reads. Like, it was getting me down, and I wasn't even living it. I was just the one that had to read through it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, that, fucking hell, imagine what Cancers are actually going through then, right? Because when you consider readings, they can only really see the surface level stuff. Do you know what I mean? What someone's living, it goes on a much, much deeper level. So to see this turnaround in your energy, I mean, talk about a breath of fresh air, right? I love to see this coming through for you, Cancers, because literally the tide has turned. It has turned. You've got the Two of Cups and the Knight of Swords here as well, with the sun and the arrow, and it's all in your blind spot. This week, definitely avoid thinking that anything sounds too good to be true, okay? Under normal circumstances, yes, that might well be the case. For you guys this week, Cancers, nothing is too good to be true, because it is freaking true. Okay, you definitely can believe your luck. I'm going to backtrack ever so slightly in a minute and take a look at this olive branch, right? Because you've got this Two of Cups and the Knight of Swords here. So I definitely feel if anyone here is single Cancerian, by the end of this week, you're not going to be single, or like... Listen, you've got someone coming in. If you have been hoping for love, romantic love in your life, it's definitely here. And it is coming in quick. I'm not seeing that it's the kind of speed that gives red flags, though. Do you know what I mean? That this is making something official with a specific individual this week. Right, but not in the red flag type of way. So obviously, if anyone does declare their undying love to you within 3 days of meeting you, that's a huge red flag, okay? Kick that one to the curb immediately. Right, that's not this kind of energy, right? This is something that's been building for a while, I do feel. And finally this week, again, it's in your blind spot, making things official. Okay. I'm also seeing as well, Cancers, that you're going to be asserting yourself a lot more in a way that is very clear, very precise, and very level-headed. Okay. So not aggressive assertion, but very logical asserting yourself, right? Two of Cups, partnership, forming close bonds with someone. And again, it feels like it's been building up for a while, okay? Right, let's take a look at this olive branch. What's going on with this olive branch for our Cancerian collective for September 22nd to the 29th? Forgiveness and moving forward, peace, agreements and justice, success and love. What's going on with this olive branch? Oh, okay. Now that felt quite heavy. So there's significant developments here with an individual. That situation's been weighing heavy on your heart. Okay. Again, just going by how these cards came out of that deck. An issue that has started a long while ago is all being cleared and rectified this week. Okay. Probably with an air sign, a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius, but it doesn't have to be. You do have a lot of air energy that's coming through with this olive branch, okay? There's an important conversation that you have with this individual where you've been at odds with for a while, and then it's like you reached a brick wall with them for a while. Neither party was agreeing to disagree. Neither party was going to back down. Neither party was going to apologize. Do you know what I mean? It's like literally that situation, it had reached a dead end. Okay. Now, I kind of do feel like this is the other person who is going to reach out to you, Cancers. So whatever you choose to do with that information or about that person, that's your free will choice, okay? The offer's on the table if you're wanting it. And that's the main thing, right? The offer's there if you want it. You don't have to pick it up. You can walk away from it if you so please to do so, okay? But it's there if you want it. And I do feel a reconciliation coming in from an air sign. Okay, sending you a message that is very well thought out here, okay, by means of getting the situation moving, okay. Might be from somebody younger, but again, it doesn't have to be. That's just the energies that I'm picking up off of the cards itself, okay. If it's not someone younger, then it's literally from an individual where there was a difference of ideas or a difference of opinions, okay? Maybe they had some information that was missing, right? That they weren't making their choices and their decisions from having all of the facts, basically. Maybe that's where I'm picking up that youthful, younger energy from. Okay, so what is working for you at this time? Stones. Interesting. The first thing I thought of there was who's been throwing stones, right? That's literally part of your message, Cancers. Who's been throwing stones? That's what's working for you. You're going to find out exactly who has been metaphorically throwing stones and then hiding their hands, okay? Anyway, this one says long-lasting relationships and projects. Power, never give up, rare, unique, transformation, endurance, and strength. So it's working for you. It might sound a little bit woo for some of you guys. Have you considered crystal healing? Okay. Some people find that it helps them. Obviously, it's not going to work for everybody, right? Not everything is going to work for everyone, and that's absolutely fine. Have you tried it? Have you considered it? Have you given it a chance? It might well work for you, okay? Give it a try, you never know. The main focus here is what's been working for you, Cancers. Believe it or not, is actually your stubborn streak. That's what's been working for you. This innate desire of yours to never quit, never surrender, never give up, that has worked wonders for you. Now again, there's a time and a place for everything, okay? Because not all situations is that going to work, right? In not all situations is that going to be beneficial. In fact, in some situations it's going to be detrimental. However, for you guys this week, you not quitting, not surrendering, not giving up, and you being stubborn as fuck, that's going to work in your favor, okay? They're also saying here for you to focus on your healing. Okay, whether that be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, a combination of all of the above, right? You've got to focus on your own healing, your own journey, and keep this momentum up, right? Because it's all good and well, the tide turning for you. It's not really going to amount to anything if you don't keep that momentum going. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you'll catch the wave, and then it'll disappear again. And then you'll be like, shit me, was that it? Do you know what I mean? Once you've caught that wave, you got to keep riding it, right? That's the message that's coming through here for you today. Can you tell us more about what it is that's working for Cancers, please? It's working for Cancers. If you're enjoying this reading, please give us a thumbs up, okay? A cheeky wee like. That will help us out so much. Okay, Four of Cups. What's going to work out for you? You know what? Even though this is the card of apathy and indifference or feeling upset, I actually like this one for you, Cancers, because of the context that it's coming out in. And it's one of your cards. It's Moon in Cancer. Here's the thing. Why do I like this one for you? Because you're refusing anything that isn't at your level. You're not indulging anything that doesn't bring you joy, that doesn't bring you pleasure, that doesn't give you a sense of achievement or accomplishment. That you're not indulging in anything where it doesn't feel like it has a point or it doesn't have a purpose to it. Okay. You're no longer wasting your time. You're no longer wasting your time, and there's a sense of peace that's coming through with this one for you guys. To do with past missed opportunities and how you're no longer going to be so focused on any missed opportunities from the past, because you're very much looking at what it is that you have now and what you can do with what you have right now and how you can increase on that right now. And that's why I love this Four of Cups for you, for what is working for you, because your focus now is entirely different. And if you start doing something this week and you're like, not really feeling that, you're not going to continue it. You're going to drop it right then and there, and you're not going to think about it ever again. Right? It's absolutely wonderful. Okay, so how all of this is likely going to play out: the suitcase, travel, new adventures, changes, leaving past affairs and past relationships, freedom, liberation, new goals, and safety. I mean, what more can I say, right? Your life, Cancers, this week is just a taster of what is still yet to come, of the joy, the happiness, the expansion, the growth, the healing, the beauty, the positivity, right? That life that you have always wanted to create for yourself, this week is just going to be a taster of that. Can you tell us more about this energy for Cancers, please? Thank you. Yeah. The Lovers. Sharing this joy, this abundance, this new life with a significant individual. So again, I don't know if you're currently single and looking, or single and not interested in looking, or if you're already with someone and happy, or if you're already with someone and unhappy. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's marital status, if you will, is going to be different to everyone else, right? Any old, stagnant, unhealthy relationships and connections, you're going to be severing. But you're not going to be severing those old, unhealthy relationships out of spite, nor out of anger. It's just going to be done. This isn't bringing me joy. This isn't adding anything to my life. So I'm cutting those cords and I'm done with it, right? Through that process, if you're already with someone, then it's improving the relationship with the one that you're already involved with. And it's kind of solidifying that. If you're single, then it's encouraging new love, new connections, new relationships in towards you, okay? Because your energy right now, Cancers, is incredibly attractive. It's really, really attractive. And you're attracting the right person here at the right time. Or, as I've already said, if you're already with someone, then you're attracting healing energy for you and your partner here, okay? Can you tell us more about this energy? This freedom, liberation, new goals, new adventures, and positive change for Cancers, please. Okay, let's take a look. King of Pentacles, Five of Wands, a Queen of Pentacles, and the World. Yeah. King and a Queen of Pentacles. Business partners here. Or a power couple who work together. Closing out a very difficult cycle here. No more struggles. It's the end of an argument. End of some kind of separation here for someone also. Yeah, Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. There's consistency that's coming through with this energy, Cancers, okay? That Page of Pentacles, it feels to me like this is a message of consistent growth, consistent learning, consistent development. And there's definitely a family situation on the go here. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Two of Cups, right? So definitely massive improvements for house, home and family here. Can you tell us more about this energy? Justice reversed. There's that injustice that this gavel was on about. The correction of an injustice. There's a family coming back together here. And it had been separated through some sort of injustice, be it karmic or physical, okay? Because again, I don't know. I'm not a psychic. I'm an intuitive. I can only read the strongest overall energies, okay? You tell us more about this energy for Cancers. Thank you. Page of Wands. Nice. Strength. 6 of Pentacles. Judgment. 5 of Cups. And the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. Putting it out there on show, I feel, for the world to see. So that there's kind of like a public declaration here that's being made to do with some sort of injustice, or there's like a public announcement, right? Your strength, they're saying your strength and your courage is unmatched. What's this Page of Wands? What's this Page of Wands for Cancers? I feel like you've been waiting a really long time for this. Yeah, the World. End of a cycle. And the 8 of Wands as well. That's really fast energy. Fast messages. News travels. So the news is going to travel far and wide here. Okay, that kind of feels too specific to be for absolutely everyone. Okay. On a personal level, I feel like your good news, your positive news, where some sort of injustice is being corrected, that news is going to travel far and wide in between all of the people that you've ever associated with, basically. Something's definitely being put out there for everyone else to see. Okay, let's get you a healing message. Again, if that end part of the message didn't resonate for you, that's absolutely fine, because that felt like it was just far too specific for, like, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 Cancerians. Have a healing message. The Magician's Sword. Confidence in your magic. Number 37. Let's take a look. Confidence in your magic. Nothing can stop you and the beauty you seek. When the Magician's Sword appears, that's spooky. You're being called to cut the cords that bind you to old thought patterns and beliefs, or to old friends who are not true. With the power of the Magician's Sword, nothing can stop you, nothing can hurt you, or turn you away from the beauty that you seek, or the goal that you desire with all of your heart. The sword is a tool, not a weapon, so make sure that you wield it wisely and for the greater good. Find the stuck places where you are kept tethered to any toxic person or a particular location, or to a faulty thought or belief, and let the blade do its magic. You have a large endowment of magic available to you when you believe in miracles, but don't look to the heavens to grant you a wish. Instead, look within. Use the Magician's Sword to cut through any limiting beliefs, and remember that all beliefs can be limiting, and focus your intention in order to create your wish. You have all of the tools that you need for the task at hand. You need only muster the wherewithal to deploy the resources that you have. Yeah. Intentions. What are your intentions, Cancers? Okay. When the Magician's Sword appears, it is time to get moving. This is not a tool for contemplation, for gazing at the finely polished edge. It is an instrument calling for decisive action. And remember, the sword is alive with a wisdom you can summon to help you find the best course of action. Do not hesitate. Act. Yeah. Reinforces the message that you had right at the start of your reading, Cancers. If there's anything that you've been sitting on for a while, now this week is going to be the time for you to take action on that. This is going to be the opportune week for you to do just that, okay? Like, there is no better time than now. Okay, I am curious about my true nature. I seek to understand myself. Yeah. It's that quote, know thyself. I seek to know myself. Right, so let's see if we can... I was going to say if we can uplift the energy in this reading, but to be honest with you, Cancers, that wasn't exactly a negative reading, was it? Okay. With all of the piles of dirt, garbage and shit that you've been handed to in your life, you can grow a field of tulips, yeah. So you're transmuting negative energy into something that is beautiful, positive, healing and valuable. That's literally what you're doing. Maybe that injustice is to do with you've just been handed a shitty hand in life, right? And now you're like, do you know what? I'm in charge of my destiny. Which is a really powerful thing for someone to do. Beautiful. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. If you feel like you could benefit from a personal reading with me, then my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.